men, so-called educated men. You know, they went to college and got their PhD, or their masters, and this, that, and the third. They got doctor in front of their name. The Lord ain't dealing with that, man. You had doctors of the law that was getting confounded by Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai never went to the school to get taught.
He was a young boy confounded. They marveled, what I say, they marveled at his understanding in the scriptures. The questions he asked. Now, this dude know this stuff. He's a young man now.
I got 3. Well, this is James 3 and 15. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality, without hypocrisy. And the fruits of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. So this wisdom that we have is not of this world, like the brother was saying. This wisdom is from above. It's through the Harakah Kodash, the Holy Spirit. You know, and that's what gives you the wisdom. That's what opens your eyes. Is that Holy Spirit? You know, because without the Holy Spirit, you're just reading words, and you don't attain. You don't keep it, like, you know, keep the wisdom, like
wisdom cannot
no, it's like
in a malicious soul.
Oh, you're saying
you don't retain it. You don't retain it. Okay. It just goes out, and you know, you just read the words, and goes in one ear out the other.
So they hear me with their lips, but when in their works they do not honor me. You know, I broke it up, but y'all know what that from Isaiah 29 is
29,
one of them.
16.
oh, for with their lips they do honor me, but with their
it's
hearts are far
also
from
Mark,
me.
I believe. I think it's in Mark also. I think it's in a few places. Yeah, you know, how I quoted that even. You know? I got something right quick. This is 2 Timothy. I'm going to start up at 10. I'm going to read 16, 17 as a point though. It says, but thou hast fully known 2 Timothy 3. So like I said 2, right? 3. 2 Timothy 3, starting at verse 10. It says, but thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long-suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra. That was in the book of Acts that's tied into, right? It says, what persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord Yahweh delivered me. Yea, and all that will live godly in Yahweh Shai Mashiach shall suffer persecution. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned.
Why is he saying that? After he just said what he said a verse above, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But then he turned around and said the very next verse, but continue thou in the things that thou hast learned. That's because you had men that were trying to switch the doctrine up back then. They were trying to change it. And we can see, we have that example in the experience when we have guys come in through Great Millstone and then they just take what the apostle, what they was taught, and they try to switch, they try to change it up. Like, no, they got this wrong, they got that wrong.
12 tribe chart.
Yeah. And then they, you know, separate themselves and they create a new YouTube channel. They got a new camp name, and this is the name that they going by. And basically, their ministry is based off of debunking what they learned up under
was
Good Samaritans, ITR. You know, you had a few other guys out there, and guess what? They all got in common.
They all bug out.
Them niggas is off into the sunset.
They're not doing the work.
You don't see them nowhere on the internet.
And they came in with the wrong intention. They came in with the wrong intention. And that's why it says, let off all appearances of evil. Okay, you gotta
abstain.
abstain yourself from all appearances of evil. You have to truly put yourself in the sight of the Lord in that humble position.
They weren't fully persuaded.
Nope.
But
They
their
didn't have faith.
consciences were sealed with a hot iron for something else.
Plus
So
they
when-
didn't have that foundation.
Right.
They turned us
There's more to this. I'm gonna read that point again. You just read 13. It says, but evil men and seducers. A seducer, what is a seducer gonna do? He's gonna come in with that other doctrine. We read that about the woman, right? Come in, a strange woman gonna come in and bring up something else. What about this? Ooh, you know? And you be like, hey, what if? Then they got you reading precepts that don't go together. Reading shit wrong. You don't want that. It says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. And from
Hey, and understanding who thou hast learned them.
That's why I was putting out there about the apostles. Truth be told, you tell me somebody else that know more than them. That everything we know wasn't at least confirmed through those men.
And they be
You know?
hating on the apostles, man. They act like, oh, like they know we in the end times, right? Somebody gotta have the mystery. Somebody gotta have the truth of these scriptures, man. And they
Somebody
scoffing
got it.
against them.
Somebody got to have it. Right?
There are men on the earth that have 100% truth. The Lord gave them, he gave them the unction for them to know all things so that they can teach
All things.
all things according to the scriptures. You know?
Verse 15 it says, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures.
Hey, as a babe,
Born babe.
right?
Yep.
Taking in that milk, that nourishment, which is from the scriptures,
Right. We say the easy stuff,
the
but
basics.
it's the basics. You know? Basics. Hey, because if your foundation not strong, all of a sudden it's gonna come across. Wait, Jew nor Greek, that means even Edomites can make it. And before you know, you teaching heathen can make it.
Yeah.
Edomites themselves can even make it. Okay, maybe not the Edomites, but other. Come on, you're going off. That's not the milk. You're missing the milk level, basics of it. This is salvation is unto Israel. You know, it says, which are able to. Wait, well, let me start over. And thou, from a child, thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Yahushua HaMashiach. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High and is profitable for doctrine, so just stick to the script. Right? For reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. Okay? Every answer is in here, whether you understand how to apply it yet. You know, if you're applying the right, if your discernment is sharp enough to know what to apply in the right moments, or what actual occasion that this precept is talking about or referring to. A lot of that is in here, and that takes a lot of time and work to know those things.
And that's why the Lord, when he had the church founded, he made sure he put apostles, prophets, teachers, evangelists, all right? All these different men with these different gifts.
Right.
It's for the building of the church. It's to make everybody established and perfect in understanding.
That one too.
Okay? That's what it means by when you read Hebrews the 5th chapter and it talks about you having needed Hebrews the 5th chapter. It talks about those that have need of milk and not strong meat. But they that are strong, those that eat of strong meat, they're full of age.
They're full of age.
That means full of, basically they're perfect in their understanding. You know?
Who belongs to those who are full of age, that is, those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
Exactly. So they have the discernment to basically what it says in 1 John the 4th chapter. The spirit of truth and the spirit of error.
Yep.
You should be able to have the discernment on who's teaching the truth who's teaching right and who's not teaching right.
Right. Falsehood.
You know.
That's right.
So that's what you do. You know, it's almost like somebody that's a good cook, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a person that's experienced in cook, they know how to cook something to a certain degree. They know all the ingredients that's supposed to be there. They know the right, you know what I'm saying?
They don't need the cookbook.
They don't even need the measurements or nothing. They just naturally know how to do it. So when somebody come to them and be like, hey, I got this down. Can you taste it for me? And if he tastes it, and he be like,
Something missing.
nah, something ain't right here.
Yep.
That's because he got the experience. He knows how it's supposed to taste.
Hey, bro. Like when you watch the Apostles live stream, Apostle Tahar don't have his sword out all the time because he just know.
Hey, but you see, he
Yeah.
don't be far off.
At all.
If he is off,
Yeah, kind.
he don't be far off often. Where
Kind.
stuff is at.
Yeah, he just know. You know, bro.
But how many years has that man been doing this? Well, he been in the truth longer than Eli. Eli in the movie said, what, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he been doing it longer than Eli, man.
Okay.
I got a pretty.
Word for word.
Sirach 34:9. A man that hath traveled knoweth many things, and he that hath much experience will declare wisdom. He that hath no experience knoweth little, but he that hath traveled is full of prudence. When I traveled, I saw many things, and I understood more than I can express.
Yeah.
Point. That
but
experience.
And plus, his experience and his wisdom said, I can't even share all this with you. Like, if it's the same,
read the
you know,
next
read more?
Yeah. I was oft times in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things.
Yep,
That was the experience.
yep.
You know?
He's using wisdom.
You got to use wisdom, because that's what the apostles, brothers may know precept among precept, all these precepts, but the apostles have the experience in this 30 plus years.
Yeah, along with the.
Along with the precepts
Yeah.
and knowing the history and the breakdowns.
Let me say this real quick. Y'all remember when Vocab just put up the video recently, it was over a year ago when it happened, that when he came to New York, Apostle Tahar was off the top. No, we're not talking with you, we're not dealing with you. That was an experienced move because he knew that man wasn't there to do nothing but bullshit, basically. Right?
Bring confusion.
Bring confusion. And they accomplished a little bit of that, but if you were paying close attention, things, edification did go out. Now Vocab and them can act like they didn't get it
Right.
all they want, but edification did go out because they started asking them heavy questions. Paul was like, fuck, we'll just deal with it. And so they dealt.
Because that experience plays a big part, because, yeah, you may know the scriptures, but you're still in the world. I mean, you're still living in this world where you got to deal with shit. You got to deal with your woman and continue to push the word. And a lot of people, they'll bug out. You know, they you know, it's not an easy task to push this word 100% like the apostles do and deal with all the bullshit in the world and be diligent.
Hey, bro, I'll tell you right now, me and this brother know this for sure. Let a brolic nigga show up and he just drunk or whatever, he just comes stand right here. The energy in this circle is gonna change. I don't mean our faith is gonna change, but can you still be level-minded with this dude on edge to pull all the precepts the same way?
Right.
It's the energy's different.
That's wisdom.
But you still got to.
Yeah.
But you still got to.
Kind.
That's something that you can watch the apostles deal with. If somebody get loud and start talking crazy, they know how to balance that. They know how to make their forehead strong. They know how to when to give a soft answer. They know how to just use wisdom, how to be cunning in speech a little. You know, they have experience of all of those
They didn't
things.
see it all.
And that's what we're out here to gain. We're out here to gain all of. If you read in the books, the Howard Shai was a master at all this stuff. He knew when to drop truth on them, to be plain. He knew when to use parable.
You know how to cut them and then get out of dodge.
He knew all of that. He knew. I'm gonna say this because it's the truth, but I'm gonna bounce. I'm not gonna handle. I'm not gonna handle.
Like when he cut you.
Y'all getting real for real, man.
Right, brother.
Everything y'all saying.
There you go. Like when he cut those jakes in John 8, and then they rose up to stone him, and he had to
dipped out.
dip out.
He was
It's called discernment.
Yeah.
It's called acumen.
That's what Paul did.
Acumen, the ability to make good decisions It's like the ability to make good judgments and quick decisions,
Yep.
typically in a particular domain.
Hey, quick
If you look at some of
testimony.
the synonyms,
Yeah.
it says discernment, wisdom, intuition, brains, smarts,
How do you sum all this up? I'm gonna see if
cleverness,
Yep.
or wittiness.
Well, how do you
Wits.
sum this up? The Holy Spirit will guide you through this.
Yeah.
Holy Spirit will guide
Sharpness.
you.
Holy Spirit.
Yep.
Hey, and the word sharp. Hey, we remember we looked up that word. We looked up that word smart.
I think so.
Smart means to be sharp.
Sharp, kind.
Yeah. Come. Yep.
You know? Hey, and when Yahushua was sharp with the scribes and Pharisees, what happened? They would get cut to the heart. That they wanted to throw stones at him.
He's using that two-edged sword.
Yeah. When you get somebody on the brink of I want to put hands on you because I can't deal with you reasonably because you're too fucking smart to deal with.
Too sharp.
It make you want to just get carnal and defensive and emotional. That's how you know.
Go ahead and touch that cactus if you want.
You know.
That's
what it means to be- to-
Totally Hanso sword. Sharp.
But hey, it's through experience. That's
Right.
you know any scriptures like that, you will be sharp like that, man.
Discernment.
And you apply it to every situation that you deal with.
Colossians chapter 4, verse 5 and 6. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without,
You gotta know.
redeeming the time. Let your speech always be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how ye ought to answer every man.
You gotta be salty. You gotta be sharp. You gotta be smart. You gotta understand. Oh, this dude, you can look at him. He came in a carnal energy. He's doing whatever he's doing. I'm not gonna just cuss him out. I'm gonna use wisdom with this guy. A soft answer might be what's best
Yeah.
for him. To see how he react to that. If he don't react well to that, damn, plan B. Let's go to something else. We had an occasion where I didn't know this was the trigger word. The trigger word was nigga. I didn't know that. He was like, I was like, but you know, I'm thinking I'm in the spirit. You a nigga. This dude lost control, start tripping. Right? Trying to break the signs, throwing shit, broke the camera up, everything. Okay? This was for us to learn, but particularly what I was learning from it, I hit that trigger word. I didn't, because I was mad. I wanted to get caught. He wanted to get caught. I was like, fuck it. If we get caught, I'm ready. Wrong spirit. We did the right spiritual thing, and things worked out way better. Never seen this guy again, by the way. He threatened us never to come back. We stayed how many more years on that spot? You know, but those are the situations that you got to deal with. Hey, for a time, my swerve was away. I wasn't being in the right mind. And I got rebuked for it. I got rebuked for it. But at the end of the day, we learned how to deal with that type of situation. This brother was still reading and prophesying and everything else and cutting with the scriptures. I'm over here two-stepping because I'm bashing this dude's energy. The more we read, he kept getting cut more and more to where he just wanted to fight.
How to combat them demons.
You learn that.
Yeah, because when you using wisdom, you know it may be that person, but it's really the demon in them that's trying to take you out the spirit and make you become carnal.
And I knew the trigger word was nigga too, and I knew it. And I knew it was, and I didn't do the right thing and hold my peace. I should have held my peace on that word and just kept reading it out the scriptures. Because he said, that word nigga ain't in the Bible. I said, you a nigga. What? He lost his mind. He said, that word nigga ain't in the Bible. I went right to where anybody know what the word is in the Bible? Anybody else know? The word
No, he said it.
in the book of Acts.
No,
Niger.
Niger.
Which is really pronounced nigger
Yeah.
in the Greek, which means black.
Black. But where it's at? Anybody know where it's at? I want to know if you know the chapter that it's at. You guys know? It's in Acts the 13th chapter. So I was like, yeah, I know where that's
Simon.
at.
That's what they called it.
I'm all, yeah. This dude slapped and ripped that page out of my Bible for acting in, but I overstepped the line first, you know? But we had to endure shit like that to learn.
Experience.
The experience that we went through that. I know now. There's times that I can push that button. There's times not to. That was not the time to do that. But it was because it made us stronger further down the line. The Lord restored everything. Everything.
Sometimes you gotta learn when to take the low.
Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, bro.
Know when to just take the L, be like, all right, you got it.
You see what we do around here.
Yeah, you got it.
But there's times you can pull edification out of that situation, but most of the time you gotta be able to see, nah man, there's nothing good coming out of that, let that go. And then if it's gonna be a destructive situation like that particular occasion was, you gotta foresee that, man. You know?
What kind of dwelling place is a synagogue?
Say that again?
What kind of dwelling place is a synagogue?
It's the chief house. It's like the church, it's the chief house.
Church.
Yeah, so?
Yeah, I'll read Hebrews 5 and 14.
Come.
It says, but strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
That's right. You gotta know that.
Yeah.
Don't everybody gotta go through boot camp before they go to war? No, before war.
Yeah, kind.
Let's do the real stakes of what this is about. Before you go to war, if this dude just come on, watch that corner over there, hold his post for me, and then you over there doing your thing, thinking he got it, I got it. He ain't got it. Everybody get their head blown off. Hey, I've been rebuked for that. Those brothers that have rebuked me, hey, bro. Watch that fucking corner, like
They're not for you, they're against you.
I'm not gonna tell y'all who said it, but
Right.
y'all already know. but you know, brother cuss you the hell out, man, and they fully in the right.
Yeah.
This motherfucker snuck around this corner, walked up on us like this close. Like, man, this motherfucker came. Anything, you gotta be on point. Fuck, you can't lapse. You can laugh and be there mentally, but your eyes and your spirit gotta be locked in to everything that's happening, and that takes experience to build that up.
This is in the NIV. It says, but solid food is for the mature, who by constant use have trained themselves to distinguish good from evil.
Good.
Yeah. Something like food on my back.
Kind. Can you read that again, bro?
Yeah, it says, but solid food is for the mature,
Yep.
for those whose senses have been trained to distinguish between good and evil.
Bro, even you could take that many ways too, because even in training and things like that, for example, a dog, you have dogs that's on different levels, You may have a puppy, that grew up in two different homes. One puppy may have an owner that's, quite lenient, and another one that's strict. Hey, but then you also have dogs that are specifically bred for harsh occurrences. For example, you got dogs that sniff out drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That dog is of that full age, in that sense,
Yeah, he's been taught.
He's been taught. He's been built up to
Mature.
that.
His nose is mature with that.
Kind. Now you take a dog of that same breed from another situation, that dog ain't gonna be able to complete that task because he hasn't been brought up to it. He hasn't been taught it. He hasn't been raised that way.
I got a couple scriptures.
Huh?
A couple in Job. The first one is in Job 12 and 11. It says, doeth not the ear try words, and the mouth taste his meat? Job 6 and verse 30. Is there iniquity in my tongue? Cannot my taste discern perverse things?
Hey, your senses is one of your senses.
Kind.
Oh my goodness.
Your senses should kick in.
Yeah.
So when the apostles, when they watch different videos of people breaking down the mark of the beast, you can already tell, like when they watch it, it's almost like when you taste something that's like, oh, this shit is.
There's something off.
Have you already told you?
This ain't the recipe. This ain't it.
Spit that shit out right away.
Hey,
Spit it out.
Some of them
Spit it out.
Some of them be so bad it leave a bad taste in your mouth. As you watch it,
I got to respond.
stank face now. I can't let this be out here like this. They doing the breakdown all wrong.
He said, now you gotta do a video.
Man, I got to.
And they do the video.
You got something else?
Now I gotta show you how to really cook.
I'm gonna show you how the real recipe is. Hey, you got something else right now?
Uh,
If not, I got something. Well, I'm sure you got some. If not, I got some. Mine is quick too.
Job. Job 34 and verse 4. And it says, let us choose to us judgment. Let us know among ourselves what is good. In other words, give us the discernment from knowing good and evil.
Yeah.
Know if I'm going. Let me know when I'm going off.
Yeah.
And that's going into let a man examine himself.
Kind.
Yep.
Yep. Kind.
That takes discernment, man.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
You got to know when you might be going off.
Yeah. Did it say daily?
Kind. It says daily. It says daily is in it. Kind.
See, that's all part of maturing and growing up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becoming full of age, you're able to look into yourself, man, and see, where you in error at,
where you have to tighten up,
where you might need to tighten up at.
Yeah.
And once you work on yourself, now that you see others that might be having the same issues. Now you have the experience to teach them.
And you're not a hypocrite because you cleaned it up. You repented from it. Anybody else have something right quick? I don't want this right quick.
Revelations chapter 10 and verse 9.
Yep.
And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book.
Bible. Well,
And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
now,
Did you just do a video on that?
I did. That's funny this came up just now. Because those two flavors, in the video I said, those two flavors are on your tongue. A part of your palate, and it takes a mature palate to understand how this is. How do you get a mature palate? You have to do it. You have to experience these things, right? You have to understand. Wait, fuck, man, this is bitter. Wait, damn, that sounds good, but this is actually not good. You gotta be able to understand certain things are like milk chocolate tastes wonderful. That's just bad for you. It's bitter, right? Milk chocolate, right? Dark chocolate, that's just kind of bitter. That's the one that's good for you. You got all the vitamins, antioxidants in there. Just using that simple analogy, right? Go ahead. But the truth is likened unto that.
Hey, this is like what you call it, high fructose corn syrup versus natural sugars.
It tastes amazing until you realize it's destroying you. It's actually bitter.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey.
Come in, everything's wonderful. But then the lifestyle and the digestion of that becomes a harder point to have to deal with. And you realize that, hold on, like I said in the video, right? Certain things that was happening wonderful in life for you aren't happening no more. You lost your job, you lost your woman,
Car crash or something,
you on the bus now.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta put all your free time now into studying this. You got physical ailments that bother you. Hey, there's some brothers that come out here every week that got physical issues.
Yeah.
That they struggle during the rest of the week just to be out here every week. That got serious illnesses and what's the other word? It's another word. Infirmities is the overall word. It's not a scriptural word. Disabilities that have to deal with certain things, man. But their zeal for this and their love for this is what keeps them going strong, and they'll never complain about it, just bearing with that cross. But it takes a maturity to not let nobody see it, to hold your face and still be on fire for this thing, knowing that you got a serious situation going on, that you're getting evicted 2 days or whatever goes on in being in this truth. Right? Because these things are all part of that bitter. You realize, oh, this sounds good to cuss the white man out, but the white man hurt me and he fired me. Now what am I gonna do? Do I want to denounce the truth or do I stay with it? You gotta know that. Oh, also, don't take your hand off that plow now.
That's right.
Don't take your hand off that plow now, because all this will be over for you.
For the glory. We see what's to come when we endure the bitter.
Right. Because it's not. What was that other one? It's not the things are not to be compared.
To the glory of.
To the glory.
yeah.
I forgot the.
Talking about
word.
Apostle Paul.
It's 2 Corinthians 4. You said.
He said,
glory of the time to
all
come.
the I count all these things lost, but to gain Yahweh Shai.
Second Corinthians 4 and 7.
They got one in Philippians where it says, I counted everything as dumb.
Yeah, kind.
Yep. If you got yours, you can go ahead and pull it.
You find it in
You said
verse
4,
17.
17. Yep. That's it. Yep. It says, I'm gonna start 16. For we, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, 16 and 17. It says, for which cause we faint not, but through our outward man, though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day.
Yep.
We got things that happen to us on the outside
Kind.
that keep us back, but the inward spiritual man, he's on
refined.
fire. He's
being refined.
full of energy. I'm tired here, but he's ready, right? It's gonna push past that physical. His inner man is now becoming stronger than that outward man, right?
Kind.
For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory.
That's right.
While we look not on the things that are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things that are not seen, eternal. So the glory that we see by doing this, that we've been convinced of, there's an eternal glory. And I believe eternal is without end.
Yeah.
It's a never-ending great scenario for you. Okay, now don't worry about how much your back hurt, your knees hurt, the woman leaving you. He gonna give you plenty women. He gonna give you plenty money. He gonna make you not have to have a job or work. You know, like losing a job. I go do this. I go dig ditches. Who cares what I do to stay in this ministry, to keep my livelihood going? In the kingdom of heaven, the glory is going to be worth it, man. Okay? But you have to be rooted to a point that nothing can move you. That's not that foundation. When you look at trees, and the foundation of a tree is the roots. If you look closely, the roots go deeper on some trees than the top.
Yeah.
Because it's that balance of weight.
Kind.
Rooted and settled.
Yep. That no matter what storm or
Settle.
tempest come upon you, it ain't uprooting that. Weak ones, they tip over and crush some shit, right? And kill the tree.
Be steadfast, unmovable.
Those are the seeds that fell by the wayside, the seeds that fell on the stony ground.
None of that's gonna move you off of this thing. Okay? That was it on that. You got it.
So we can start wrapping up.
You got it?
This is 1 Peter 5 and verse, I'm going to start at 9. I'll start at 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about.
Where is this?
1 Peter 5.
Yeah. I was thinking about this earlier.
Seeking whom he may devour. And that's where your temptations come in. Satan is looking for ways to entice you, to basically to go off.
Ways to sneak in.
Yeah. It says, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions, so you're going to be buffeted with all types of temptations and infirmities and demons trying to mess with you, people trying to get brawling with you, people fucking with you, agitating your spirit, vexing your spirit. These are all afflictions. And it's part of their chastisement. But it's also to help build you. It's for you to get that experience, so you could become that person of age. Okay? It says, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. Meaning all brothers is catching it. All brothers is catching affliction.
Brothers had a phrase for a while, catching hell like Odell. Dude don't drop nothing. Everything's coming at you. You gotta take it. I can accept it. Fuck it. You got it out.
Verse 10, and here's the point. But the Most High, the God of grace, who have called us into his eternal glory by Yahushua Mashiach, after that you have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you.
That's everything. That's a foundation. That's everything that's a foundation. Those are the same definitions that go to foundation. Synonyms, I mean, that go to foundation.
It's to make you perfect, man.
Yeah, man.
You know? I'm curious to see what that word
Perfect.
means.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Kind of. I was thinking.
First Peter.
I'm thinking of
Yeah, Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah,
and,
kind.
it's the same word in Job. He was upright.
Yeah,
Job,
kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So if say he was a plain man.
The word is
Kind.
the word is catartizo. And it says to render, i.e. to fit, sound, complete.
Yeah, physician makes you what?
Complete.
What he said, the whole need not a physician, but the sick.
Yep. Kind.
What has been broken or rent in the lexicon? What has been broken?
Yeah.
To make thee whole. Repair. Doctors don't. They don't make you whole. The physician makes you whole. He puts you back like you were meant to be.
It says to fit out, equip, put in order, arrange.
Man. Yeah. And that's part of the adorn. That's what it means to adorn yourself.
To strengthen.
Put yourself in order, to arrange yourself, to deck yourself, to present yourself. Because ultimately, when Yahushua appears, all his elect are going to be found perfect. They're going to be blameless.
Who will be able to stand?
Without blemish. Without guile, there's going to be no guile found in their mouth.
Those that were not defiled with women.
Yep.
Strange doctrines. What was that one of those that were able to stand? Those that are able to stand before, what was it, before me?
Who shall be able to stand before me or the worker? No. The workers of a nick. Not that one.
No. They shall be able to stand in an
Evil day.
Stand in the evil day. That's in Ephesians, right?
Stand in
Stand in the evil day. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking. Yeah, from Ephesians, that's the one I couldn't think of. I thought of like 8 different scriptures. Bro.
Yeah, I combined that and something else too.
But yeah, that one you quoted.
Yeah. Well, really, we going through these processes. We go through these impediments and hurdles and temptations to make us perfect.
Right.
So you're constantly going through these things so that wisdom can try you to see if you are excellent, if you're perfect in the wisdom.
If you're worthy from Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter.
Yep. That's right, man. Calm, man. I don't know if y'all got anything else or not.
I got a little one. This is a quick one. This is Proverbs 27:22. As iron sharpens iron, y'all heard this. As iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens the countenance of his friend.
Yep.
That's it, man.
All brotherly love.
Keep each other sharp, man. Hey, sometimes you could commit a friendly cut. They got friendly fire, you got friendly cuts. But you can cut yourself and somebody
They
else.
call that sparring.
That's why it's a double two-edged sword. Yeah, man. But yeah, hey. With that, we're gonna close. We're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash.
Double honors to the elder apostles. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom wa ba ba ba.
Ba ba ba.